Good afternoon, YouTube. I'm at the Heritage Center of Clark County, Ohio, in downtown Springfield, Ohio. Do some videos of this. Looks like this is about the waterways here and farm stuff. Images of America, Springfield, Ohio revisited. Invasion stripes. The other one. Growing up in the 50s. Remember in downtown Springfield at Christmas time. Springfield, Ohio, a video history. Springfield Civil War Symposium.
Special thing they have on Scott's Nursery.
Scott's Nursery?
Scott's Nursery, yeah.
Right here? Okay, so this is about Scarf's Nursery. I guess this is a historical nursery in the city.
Yeah, it's been here for a long while.
Been a long while. Also, that's in New Carlisle, the nursery.
Yeah, I guess it's over.
Yeah, because it says right here, New Carlisle. New Carlisle is in the southwestern part of Clark County. Wall of Remembrance for Clark County. Michael H. Shackers, Raymond W. Wilbur, Harris E. Miller, Carlton F. Davidson, Paul Deere, William A. Kennison, Paul E. Helmuth, Delsa Della Seltzer, Michael Shakars, Morris Martin, Robert M. Bell, Constantine Link, Richard L. Coos, Harry S. Kissel, Homer C. Corey, Elizabeth Betty Braun Pitzer, Charles Palmer Meredith, Carol Bailey Bosca, Max M. Scarf, Margaret E. Baker, Jane Hohenbeck, James I. Baker, Alice Ann Somersfield, Oscar T. Martin, Dean Sweet, John E. Field, Patrick G. Chauvelin, Dwight Hohenbeck, Henry Ryan Quinlan, J. Warren Kiefer, Gordon Ray Flax, J. Robert Groff, Merle Grace Kearns, C. L. Fox, Carol L. Scott, Harry O. Egger, Roland Matthews, Charles A. Bower, A.S. Smith Bushnell, Andrew Helmuth, Fred R. Leventhal, Dave Hobson, who's a congressman for the city of Springfield, very well known in this community, Bither Brown, Samuel Andrew Bowman, Harry Morris Turner, Richard W. Heckler. So Dave Hobson is the only one of this bunch that's still living. So here's a little bit of information about National Road. National Road goes through Springfield and north of Dayton. Fort Cumberland, Kentucky, Lake Ontario, Lake Erie, near Toledo, so you can see. Here's some information about it. Tecumseh is born. American Revolution begins. Declaration of Independence is written. American Revolution ends and Britain cedes the Ohio country to the United States in the Treaty of Paris. 1780, Battle of Piqua, which is about 30 miles northwest of here, which I filmed a couple different times. Land Ordinance lays out to the Northwest Territory. Northwest Ordinance provides for self-government in the Northwest and prohibits slavery. Shawnee and Delaware Indians defeat St. Clair's forces in Ohio. Anthony Wayne defeats the Indians at Fallen Timbers. Treaty of Greenville, with some information with George Washington. John Adams. Well, here's some information about him. Simon Kenton leads 12 families to the confluence of Mad River and Buck Creek. National Road Gallery, National Road entrance map. Springfield in the Golden Age. What immigrants brought. The road comes to Ohio. Building and using politics. New competition and communication. interurban streetcars, the Great Race, cycling clubs, Springfield in the Golden Age, children's gathering area, paving the road, bonded station, tourism on the road. You can adopt a piece of Clark County history. What better gift to give in your community in the new millennium? So here's some information about Thomas Jefferson. Cumberland 299, Wheel and 169 Columbus 4111 4 Springfield 2. Wow, some really unique architecture here. This is one of the original stone National Road mile markers. They were welded. They were placed every mile along the road to show travelers the distance from where the road started in Cumberland, Maryland to every town along its length. This was placed in eastern Clark County. Can you read how many miles it was from Springfield? I assume 11.4 or 4.1 possibly. Wow, this is really interesting. Some more history about National Road. James Madison. Sorry, the light, you can't see some of that underneath these lights very well. With the, oh, there, I can get a better look at it here. The squeaky wheel always gets the grease. So this is obviously a lot of history to do with National Road. Wow, I never even knew this. 1818 National Road reaches the Ohio River. That's interesting. Panic in the banking industry, economic effect felt for years. Missouri Compromise and debate over slavery. South Charleston and Medway are founded. South Charleston is southeast of the city, Medway's west. Clark County created from parts of Greene, Champaign, and Madison counties. Springfield is chosen as the county seat over New Boston. John Quincy Adams Erie Canal officially opens. First U.S. railroad opens in Massachusetts with metal tracks and cars pulled by horses. Ohio and the nation elect Andrew Jackson, first Western president. 1828, mail coach arrives daily with newspapers from Baltimore, only 5 days old. New Hampton is founded. Andrew Jackson. Sorry about this light here, but it's kind of hard to see. Enon and Trey Mart. Enon is southwest of here, or in the south central part of Clark County. Enon and Tremont City are founded. Man, I wish you could see that, but it just, there you go. Martin Van Buren. So man, you learn something new every time you visit one of these places, no matter whether it's Dayton, Springfield, Pickwood, Troy, Middletown, wherever. Here's another museum, what they brought with them. Old piano, old style shovel axe, grandfather clock right here. So wow, you got some really neat stuff. Says flash photography is prohibited, but I'm not using a flash on this camera, so I'm in video mode, of course. First, Martin Van Buren, first modern political campaign, Tip Canoe and Tyler II. Van, he's a used up man. The village of Catawba is platted on the land owned by George Dawson. James Leffel builds a foundry on Buck Creek in First County Agricultural Exposition. The gentleman watching the construction work rode out of town on one of the first bicycles. The wooden wheel was called a bone shaker. Bicycles would become very important to the development of National Road later in the century. So wow, it's almost hard to believe people would have rode those at one point in time, but they did. William Henry Harrison. Sorry about the light being directly in the way, but it's kind of hard to see some of this. So you guys will have to bear with me on that. James Polk Mexican War begins with significant opposition in Clark County. First National Women's Rights Convention is held in Seneca Falls, New York. 1849 California Gold Rush. Little Miami Railroad arrives in Springfield. First Clark County Fair is held in South Charleston. Millard Fillmore, Nativitous Anti-Immigrant Groups Peak, No Nothing Party, Uncle Tom's Cabin by Harriet. Beecher Stowe is published. So yeah, the railroads had something to do with National Road 2, new competition and communication. Of course, nowadays a lot of stuff is transported by semi-trucks. The National Road was a political issue. Springfield and Clifton Turnpike. Clifton, for those of you that don't know, is in the south central part of Clark County, just east of Yellow Springs. Toll House Frontier. National Road Ticket, Freeman Strike Home. Obviously showing some stuff of the National Road. Milestones. Toll sheet. There's one of these there's one of these old covered bridges. You still see a few of those around every once in a while. They're historical. So, James Buchanan. Sorry, it's looking right into the light, so it's kind of hard to get pictures of some of this. Abraham Lincoln. Andrew Johnson. Yost Grant. Got about 2 minutes left on this video, so City Drugstore. Springfield, the Golden Age. Anyway, this one's getting ready to end, so I'm going to start a new one. Buckeye. Never even knew that with a big fat pig on it. But anyway, YouTube, that's going to be it for this one.